you sent me a text very early in the morning. Luckily, I get up early. And what did you ask me this morning?
Well, I asked you if it was all right if I could take my daughter, if my daughter could take me to and drop me off at work, because it's usually we're barely getting to meet each other because I've never got to meet her. I left her when she was just a child, and now she's an adult, a very strong, independent, confident woman, and I wanted to bring her and see so she could see what I'm doing.
What was it like? I mean, we're putting her on the spot because she's on the screen right now. She's so beautiful. I don't know how that happened, but you make a very beautiful woman, Ernie. I'm telling you, she's just gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
And obviously she has her act together, but what was it like seeing her for the first time? I mean, did you just bawl like a baby, or what happened?
I think I still bawl like a baby, but yeah, it took me a long time to finally understand, because I left her for the direction that I chose. And when I finally realized what was important to me, it was getting back into her life. She's one of the main person that gave me the determination to change my life, so I could be out here and try to and be with her. And so just to be next to her is one of the best feelings ever. Oh, one thing about too, she's all about giving to others, Coach Taylor. That's something that she really enjoys.
This is like one of the very first times you spent so much time with your dad. What's it like, and what's it like to learn that he's an official community coach and this is what he does? And talk to me about what that is like.
Well, it was scary at first, I knew of him and I would write to him when I was younger, but we would lose communication. But I never thought he would come home. And so when I got the call that he was home, I thought he was kidding. I was like, no, you're lying. You're not home. But it's hard, you have all kinds of mixed emotions. But at the end of the day, I always push the negative emotions aside. And I'm grateful that he got that second opportunity, because not a lot of people seek that second opportunity, But so far it's been good. I get to learn more about myself, more of his side of the family. I always had that. I wonder who he was or who he is, my culture from his side. And now that I'm able to do that, it's awesome.
How do you better understand yourself when you're spending time with him or talking with him? How does that impact you?
It impacts me in many ways, because some things that I would see myself that I would do, I would not get it from my mom. So now that I meet him, well, I'm like his twin. I look like him. Everything I do is from him. The other day, actually, I noticed that I had something else that I get from him. And I got kind of irritated because I was like, man, what else do I need from you, But it's just the smallest thing, but it's just wonderful to actually get to meet the person who I came from,
Yeah.
Just my whole 26 years, I just had my mom. And now that I'm able to have both my parents, to this day, it's still weird to say I have both my parents, It's just, it's a miracle.
Yeah, truly, truly wonderful. And I know as a child grows up, when they grow up without a parent, especially if a parent made bad decisions, the child will feel awful and feel unloved, abandoned, or just absolute hatred. I hate my father, or I hate my mother, or I feel abandoned. How did you deal with those feelings growing up? Because a lot of people that have that hatred for how could my parent do that, they end up using drugs, getting in gangs. Well, what do I care? Kind of that attitude. Obviously, that's not the choices you made. What kind of hope can you give to other kids that grow up without a parent, that they have to make good choices? Otherwise, they're going to follow in the very footsteps that they don't want. How did you do it?
I wasn't perfect in the beginning. We all, go through steps the wrong steps in the beginning. You know, when I was growing up and I was able to realize that I didn't have my father, and especially me being a girl, you know, us women, we grow up to being daddy's little girl, and I wasn't able to have that, you know, or protection. You know, father gives us protection that our mother really can't give us. So where there's a time where I was going through the wrong steps, but you know, it made me realize I get so mad at the fact that my dad was in prison. So why am I going to continue those steps so I can end up there as well?
Right.
So when I started going to school, in high school, I would take like criminal justice, law and order, just the fact that my dad was in prison. I wanted to learn, you know, the criminal minds, and there's always a reason why a person ends up in prison, you know. Everyone has their history. They don't have people there to like guide them to the right direction, you know. So I informed myself and I guided myself through that right direction. And it gets tough, you know, it gets tough. We can only be so strong.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, we're gonna fall and we're gonna trip, but it's only for us to get up and, you know, shake it off. You could cry a couple times, but you know, we have to keep moving forward, because at the end, when we get to the end of the road, we're gonna be so happy of all that hurt that we went through, all the sacrifices we had to go through, you know?
Yeah. Coach Ernie, how hard was it to be so far away from this precious little girl who you wanted to protect? You wanted to be there. You wanted daddy's girl. And what was that like, being unable to be there for her?
I think one of the hardest things when you finally realize that you left the one person that you always wanted in your life as a daughter to come into this world, and it took me actually 22 years to finally realize about leaving my little daughter. And like I said at the beginning, she became that spark in me that helped me change the person that I was to all I am today.
A lot of guys give up. They say, well, I don't even want to think about kids. I don't have any kids. And they do that to protect themselves. You didn't do that. You said, no, I'm diving in. I'm diving in and I'm going to connect with her. And she is my spark. A lot of guys walk away from their children because it's too painful.
Yeah. I gave up many times on myself. You know, I just got tired of giving up. You know, I'm not saying that it's easy being a father, because I don't know what it's like to be a father. I'm barely learning. So it's a little difficult because, as you know, now she's an adult. So she still has to live her own life. There's only so much I can tell her. But, you know, I'm just grateful that I have her in my life. You know, she's my everything. You know, she's just somebody that I just want to guard and protect. And just to have that is extraordinary.
Yeah. Well, I'm so happy to see you guys in the mailroom together. I'm so grateful, Clarissa, that you would volunteer to learn more about the journey that your dad has taken through GOGI and his prestigious position as a certified coach, and the trust and faith that a lot of men are putting on him. In fact, all of our men that are in that mailroom, people are counting on them. They're looking to them as the anchor. If Ernie can do it, I can do it. If Coach Ernie could do it, I could do it. If G-Rep Ernie can do it, I could do it. If Coach Johnny could do it, I can do it. So they are providing a proof that it's possible. So as a result of the journey your father has taken, many more fathers will be united with their children. And thank you for being here to share some of your thoughts, because I know it will inspire some men who've given up to reconnect with that child who always wanted their dad with them.
Well, thank you. It was an honor to be here. You know, I love helping people too. I was just telling my dad, you know, I've always wanted to work in prisons. I wanted to be a counselor because a lot of people don't have that opportunity. You know, some people get left alone in there, and that's scary, you know?
Right.
And so just the fact them knowing there's someone out there that would respond to their letters, read their letters, is just, that's awesome.
Well, I think I can speak for all three of the men in that mailroom right now that you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.